Thank you so much. All right, is this working?
Yeah.
First of all, I really commend these ladies. These books about protecting children from obscene material, it's not a book ban because people can still buy those books on Amazon or at a bookstore. But books that are telling children how to hook up for sex with adults, that should not be available to children. That book, it's perfectly normal. It has literal sex acts in the book. Okay, that is pornography. There is no reason why that should be available to a child, and it is completely appropriate for parents to take the lead. Thank you, ma'am, for bringing it. I should have thought of bringing materials myself. Thank you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this gentleman asked you a question. You don't want illegals to be voting. You voted for Senate Bill 1174, which would bar cities from mandating voter ID. That is a key feature or mechanism for stopping people who shouldn't vote. You have to prove you're a citizen and that you're registered. You voted against that. So that's ridiculous. You're lying to us. Let me try to give you some softball, just questions. I think everybody agrees by now. George Gascon has got to go. Okay? He needs to be gone. Nathan Hochman just endorsed Kamala Harris. So the partisan issue is gone. So why don't you support Nathan Hochman? Let's get rid of Gascon. You're a prosecutor. You care about being tough on crime. This is a really easy issue, Al. And when it comes to Prop 36, this would amend Prop 47 to deal with the homeless issues, the drug issues, etc. I haven't heard your stance on this. And just last of all, you're telling us we're hearing there's all these financial issues here in the state. And of course there are, because all this money is being given to illegals, it's being given to special interests, all this stuff. And how can you even justify giving money to Medi-Cal to illegals when you have American citizens who can't even get Medi-Cal? I've talked to American citizens who waited in line, and illegals were getting care before they were. This is outrageous, Al, and sorry, folks, I'm kind of ranting, but I really appreciate a lot of you speaking up. I'm sick of this. How dare you come here and push this? How dare you put illegals ahead of Americans? How dare you shame parents who want to protect their kids from this pornography? It's disgusting that you're okay with this. And don't forget, folks, this is the same guy who doesn't think that you should know if your kid has an alternative gender identity. He didn't want you to know about that. He suppressed that bill, and then you pushed a bill that would make it so schools couldn't require teachers to keep their parents in the know. How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself.
All right, well, let me first say...
Nobody's talking to you. You be quiet. It's his turn.
Respect your opinion, Arthur, but there was a lot of outright lies in a lot of what you said. Okay? First of all, the bill that I authored, the California Freedom to Read Act, it does not and it will not allow for pornography. There is a specific language in the bill that says that pornography, as defined by existing law, is prohibited. So, whether that book constitutes pornography or not, it's actually, there's nothing in the bill that would allow for pornography. I'm not going to go into all the First Amendment analysis about, what is pornography, what is not.
It's a common
We're passing the book around if anybody's interested in seeing it, and you can see the pictures.
I'm shocked. But again,
it is shocking, isn't it?
But again, the point is that with this bill, if it's signed into law, the Torrance Public Library would be required to develop a collection development policy where you can, it'll set forth the process, the procedure where you can raise your concerns about this particular book. Anyone else in the community can raise their concerns about the particular book, and the librarian, will make the decision as to how, to handle this book. Not vocal minorities, not politicians, but librarians.
Can I just clarify one little thing?
Sure.
Okay. This is, I know that they did ban books in Florida. The issue really was never to ban books. The request from the parents was, can you please segregate from the children's section and put it in an adult section. So I wanted to clarify that point.
Thank you.
And there was no requirement on age, and that's the thing we're having a problem with.
Well, but again, the bill, by the way, I worked very closely with librarians, the California Librarians Association, and they absolutely, want to maintain their ability and discretion to decide how and whether to provide for controversial books like the one that your friend is passing around. So there's nothing in the bill that would prohibit librarians to decide whether and how to display this book. I think most Americans, don't want to see politics banning books. And so, but at the same time, that's why I started out saying earlier, as a parent, I completely agree with you that we should be able to make age-appropriate accommodations. Going back to Arthur, let's say, there are so many things that you said that I
Start with Nathan Hochman. Just endorse him.
Okay.
It's so easy.
Yeah, well, I
Or vote for him. Are you going to
I
vote for
will
him?
not be supporting George Gasco.
Okay, that's a good start.
Um,
Good start.
Like I said earlier, as a former prosecutor, I do believe that we need to restore balance and holding criminals accountable. At the same time, I don't want to go back to mass incarceration, and so I know that Nathan Hochman has been talking along those themes. I still need to decide whether or not to support him, but I can say that I will not be supporting George Gasco.
Okay.
You had another
Prop 36.
You had another falsehood that I wanted to clarify. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah. About. Thank you, sir.
Senate Bill
Yes,
176.
I voted against a bill that would that prohibits cities from adopting voter ID laws.
You voted for it.
Yeah, I voted for the bill to prohibit cities from adopting voter ID laws.
Brother.
The reason why is because, study history. Voter ID laws, have been used throughout history primarily to target, blacks and other minorities.
72% of
From-
African Americans support voter ID laws.
That is
Yes, they
not
do. Wow. India, one of the poorest countries in the world, they have
Voter
an
ID
ID.
laws.
He's lying to me, so I'm allowed to challenge him.
Have been used,
Just like this gentleman did.
along with, literacy tests and other tests to try to intimidate and target and discourage, certain communities from voting. We should absolutely have a system to ensure that it's only citizens that are voting. But at the same time, again, because of the history of the abuses with voter ID laws, where they're being used, to target communities, to discourage communities, that is why I voted for it. Okay.